You guys have asked this question so many times. How does a 450 stack up against a 300cc two-stroke? Does a light flickable mod 300cc two-stroke stack up against a powerhouse of a 450? I built this 300cc YZ two-stroke and I'm putting it up against this 450 in not just lap times, but also fun factor. 300cc two-strokes are not allowed in AMA Pro Racing. 250cc is the highest they compete against a 450. 450s haven't been just absolutely dominant for pro racing, but also weekend warriors and vet riders. But is a gnarly built 300cc two-stroke close on a non-tilled backyard just for fun track? Or is the 450 still dominant in every aspect? Before we throw down some lap times, let's go over these machines. Both bikes are 2024. 450s get regular updates every couple years to make sure it's the best race machine possible. The 250 gets less updates, the last one being in 2022 to update the body, but has been the same base model since basically 2005. So it's extremely refined. There are tons of mod parts for these 250 two-stroke engines since it's been super similar since 1999. A stock 250 two-stroke weighs 227 pounds wet, while the 450 weighs 240 pounds. Racers ride the 450 because it makes smooth, consistent power bottom to top. You can use more lines on the track. Vet riders can leave it in one gear and lug it around. People ride the 250 two-stroke for fun. You get more of that raw two-stroke true motocross route style of riding. You have to be skilled to keep it on the power band, shifting a ton to ride it to its full potential. Another big factor to consider is the maintenance. The 450 is much easier to maintain and you don't have to worry about much other than the regular wear parts. When you eventually do have to maintenance the engine or you blow it up, the parts are much harder to change, much more expensive, and it's overall a lot harder to do. But most people will never reach that point because these bikes are pretty dang reliable and you can put hundreds of hours on these engines really with not much problem. Two-stroke maintenance, much more routine. You go through pistons, clutches, cranks, all that good stuff all the time, but it's much easier to do. But being a two-stroke, they're much easier to work on. Your average rider or mechanic can pull it apart and throw it together for much cheaper than you would a four-stroke. That's enough talking from me. Let's get to riding. We're gonna throw down some lap times. We've been getting some good solid laps on the 450, but it is now time to throw down some lap times. Let's see what we get. With the 450 is like you don't really make any mistakes, and if you go into a corner kind of wonky, you can kind of slow it down and throttle out with the big inertia. So some pretty solid laps there. I'm really excited to see what the two-stroke does compared to this. Some of the best land in this country isn't on a marked trail. It's down a forest road across a creek, somewhere most people never bother to look. Onyx Off-Road just made it way easier to find those places. Their dispersed camping layer now includes public land alongside their existing national forest data. So whether you're on two wheels or four, you can plan your route and find a legal camp spot way off the beaten path. Elite takes it even further. Private land boundary information so you know exactly where you can and can't go. Recency satellite imagery so you know exactly what you're rolling into. Code July450 takes 50% off for a limited time only. Get out there and rip the trails like we are. All right, 252 stroke time. I'm excited for this one. It's so much fun around the track. So yeah, let's throw down on it. Sam, what were the lap times on this?
1:55.77.
And what were we on the 450?
1:53.44.
Yeah, so man, we're not that far off. Like usually I'm a bit further off on like a regular 252 stroke, 4 or 5 seconds a lap against a 450. And the funny thing is, every time I'm at my local track, everybody's like, oh, you're so much faster on the 2-stroke. It's not even close. And I show them the lap times. It's just because you have to ride these so much harder. But the fun factor is irreplaceable. It's so much fun railing every corner on this. It's hard to make that up, especially if you're not trying to race at the national level and just have fun like I am right here.
What about that tire?
Yeah, so funny story. Last night I saw the 450 and it had an MX34 on the back, and I'm like, oh, I just put an MX 14 on the 252 stroke or 300. And I was like, oh, I'll match it. What I didn't realize is I put that MX14 on a different 252 stroke, and I didn't realize it till today when I unloaded the bike. So one had an MX14, one had the MX34. But honestly, I think they kind of made up for each other because the track is so hard packing spots. In the 450, you know, it could use that paddle in the fluffy spots where I don't think this could have pulled it as well. So overall, how do you know what bike is better for you? If you're a vet rider, a local rider, you don't want very much maintenance, the 450, obviously, that's why these things have kind of taken over. If you're looking to ride for pure fun, you want that pure motocross 2-stroke smell, you want to blow out the corners, make all the good sounds, and just have the right vibes, a 2-stroke is it. I mean, you can't get better than that. It really is just up to you, your style of riding. I mean, even Jet and those guys, it's hard for them to ride a 450 to their full potential. If you're just lugging around, cool, but you might as well be making the right noises, if you know what I mean. Okay guys, let's get down to the lap time. The 450, I was a consistent 153, which was about 2 seconds faster on average than I was doing on the 300, which was a 155. Why is that? This just had more power. I was able to take some different lines and be a bit more consistent. The 300, I was blowing out the corners a bit more. That being said, the fun factor is a big part of this episode. The 300, I'm giving the fun to because it was so much fun. I was able to rail those corners. I was able to kind of throw it around in different lines, maybe not as fast, but I was able to flow around a lot better on it for me and my style. That being said, it does not matter what you ride on the daily, whether it's an XR100 or a KX500, it doesn't matter, because today our main thing was just to see if our 300 was even close to a 450 in the fun factor, in the lap times, or all around, because I get asked that question so much. So I'm hoping that this answered a few questions for you guys. Any other questions you have, drop down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the episode and let us know what's next.